No, loons don't kiss because loons don't have lips. But, you know, it just looks like they're kissing, right? But there's a little baby here riding, and see the coloration, or not coloration, the design on the neck, and the spots. It's really distinctive. They're also distinctive based on their sounds. They make 4 unique sounds. I'm going to perform 2 of those. Before I actually commence with my performance of sounds, I must request that you take a leap of faith and engage your imagination. Because without imagination, my sounds sound nothing like they're supposed to. So if you pretend that it sounds like what I say it sounds like, then it might come a little bit close. Okay? So I'm going to do 2 of the 4 sounds that a loon makes. Loons, if you watch TV and you saw a campfire scene at sunset, and people are sitting around a campfire and they're roasting marshmallows, off in the distance you'll hear, they're right next to a lake, and you'll hear the sound of the waves lapping against the shore. You'll also hear the crackling of the fire, and off in the distance you'll hear 2 sounds that they put in almost every campfire scene. One is the howling of a wolf, probably a timber wolf. The other is the sound of a loon. Okay? So one of the sounds is like this. It's kind of a whistling sound. It goes like this. So that's kind of it's a whistling sound. The other one's kind of a longer, louder sound, and it comes from the throat of the bird. But some of you can do this. I think Ian can do this one a little bit, no? But yeah, like that. So I'll do it, and if some of you wanted me to teach you, I can teach you how to do this. It's special training, but you can do it. Some people can do it. But here we go. Here's my impression. Didn't get it. Gotta work it. I'm not getting my high pitch. Disappointing, isn't it? It's weird. All right, so the basic physics of this loon sound is I'm blowing air across a cavity. How many of you know what this is? Bottled water, right? Okay, so how many of you have ever blown air across the opening of a open bottle tank? Right. So here we go. Creates a tone, right? Based on the level of the water, the different tone comes about. Right? So that's all I'm doing here is I'm blowing air across I make a little cave, okay, little opening, blow air across it, the sound comes. It's magic. It's like Seed Magic, the new theme for this year, Under the Eagle. Anyway, I can change the tone of the sound that I make based on changing, expanding, and contracting the shape of the cavity. All right, are you ready? You didn't see this last year, did you, Ms. Memphis? Explains a lot, doesn't it? Pretty bizarre, huh? I'm talking about me, not the sound. Okay. So we don't have loons here in Southern California, but what we do have is a bird that steals your sleep on Saturday mornings. You're trying to sleep in after a long, hard work week in McKelvey's American Government class. You are really tired. You need that extra rest. Here it is, 8 a.m. and you're planning to sleep at least till p.m. Right? So but just outside your window, you could swear it's 3 feet outside your window, is the mourning dove. The mourning dove here in Hemet makes this sound, and I know you'll recognize it. Is it annoying yet? How about if I do that repeatedly for like 20 minutes? Would you be like ready to throw a shoe at me? Okay. You say, how about another 30 seconds, I'll throw a shoe at you. Okay, so I was asleep trying to catch a little rest on a Saturday morning, and outside my window, just so I finally got up, and I got my shoes on, I went down to the end of the driveway, and I picked up the paper, and I heard, it was then that I heard it. and I looked up, just 20 feet from me, on the street light, right in front of my house, perched on the top was a mourning dove. I dropped the paper, took out my hands. The bird and I were communicating back and forth. I was at one with nature. I had no idea what I was saying, but I was speaking to the bird, you know. I'm serious, the bird was actually responding to me. It was a moment where I felt above humanity. I rose above humanity there. So, okay, let's go ahead to the next one. What we have here, ducks. Now, ducks are quite common in Minnesota because of all the lakes. And so with ducks, you have duck hunting. Now, I make two duck sounds. One is the sound that Donald Duck makes. Donald Duck is, of course, a Disney character. He takes Daisy Duck out for a picnic, and they're going to, have some special time together in the forest. And they find a little stretch of grass, and they lay their blanket down. They put their picnic basket down. They sit together. Donald sneaks his arm around, and he gives a little, cuddles up to Daisy, smooches a little bit. But what he's not paying attention to is behind him, in the picnic basket, Chip and Dale are stealing his lunch that he's carefully planned for his date. And so he hears a little noise, he looks over his shoulder, he sees the chipmunks running away with his lunch. He gets angry. It's all angry at those little chipmunks, so it's mine. But other duck songs we have the next one. This is not what it looks like, but these are duck calls, okay? I know what Hematines think this is, but these are duck calls, right? And how many here have been duck hunting? Okay, a couple of people, right? Okay. So I've never been duck hunting. I've only shot Bambi and Thumper. I haven't shot ducks. I've shot other birds, not the loon, of course, not the eagle, but other tasty birds. But I have friends who've duck hunted. One of them gave me one of these duck calls, and so I had it last year. Since I moved from one room to the other, I've misplaced it, so I'm still looking. But I have my own imaginative pretend duck call. So you people who know duck calls are going to be like, that's not anything like a duck call. But imagination, so that's the key, right? So ducks are a community bird. What duck hunters will do is they will get camouflage on, get their gear, they will hide in what are called duck blinds, and they will be on the edge of a river or lake, and they will wait for ducks to fly by. Ducks fly in communities in a V pattern, right? Live long and prosper. And they will fly together, and if they hear other ducks, they will alter the trajectory of their course, and they will then acquire more ducks for their V, right? And then hunters will shoot at them. They'll miss, say a bunch of bad words, and go back to whatever they're doing. Now, so let's take look at a few more slides here. Just keep tabbing. Now, stop right there. If you happen to get lucky enough to shoot a duck, you're not going to be Michael Phelps and swim out and get it yourself. So you're going to send man's best friend out there, and Ralphie will go out and he will chomp down on the twitching, bleeding carcass and bring it back to you. Okay, good deal, right? So let's keep going. Two more. Next one. Yeah. Hunting doesn't have to be just a bunch of guys, although it could be. Sometimes it's fathers and sons, as you saw on the previous slide. Fathers and daughters. How many ladies here have been hunting with Dad? Okay. All right. Whew. All right.
Not ducks, though.
Not ducks. Okay. What did you use? Bambi, Thumper? What did you shoot at?
Quail.
Quail. All right.
Yeah.
Dove. All right. Morning dove. Woo. Wait.
Wait, isn't there like two kinds of doves?
Yeah.
Because there's isn't there the white ones for
Doves,
weddings
birds
and
of
stuff?
peace.
And then the ones that you
The ones that make those annoying noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fathers and daughters can go hunting too, right? So that's good. Here's my duck call, my pretend duck call. Are you ready? Imagination. It's the only way it works. So it's totally imagination. Otherwise it doesn't work. People who know ducks know that that's not a real duck call, but I'll bring in, if I find my real duck call, or if you guys bring in your duck call, and You might get arrested for something like that. They might assume that's something wrong, but, all right, I'll give you a few points if you bring yourself. Now what we're looking at here, Charlotte's Web, every 5 years or so, Hammond High Theater puts on the play. My kids have seen it. My kids have read the book, saw the movies. It's a story about Wilbur the pig and Charlotte the spider, and they're trying to keep Wilbur from becoming bacon by the end of the story. And I don't want to be a spoiler, but they're pretty successful. So imagine Wilbur is at the trough, the feeding trough. It's a morning, and Lurvy the farmhand has just dumped a bucket of hot, steaming slop in the trough, and Wilbur grunts his way up to the trough and puts his snout down and starts feasting on the little chunks, right? Or the big chunks, whichever you. So imagine Wilbur might sound like this, okay? That's my attempt at a pig. All right, so we'll go to the next one. Next one is horses. Now, go ahead, one more. Horses are beautiful animals. How many people here have ever ridden a horse? Okay, so if you haven't, I recommend horseback riding someday in your life.
Oh my god, that's my favorite.
This is one of my kids' favorite movies from when they were younger. Anyone know what the name of this is?
Oh.
Spirit. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Okay? This is a movie told about the American West in the 1800s from the perspective of a horse. And the horse, the voice of the horse, is either Matt Damon or Ben Affleck, I can't remember which. But it's a pretty good movie. Well, my kids used to watch this, and you know what kids, if they see a movie, they see it like 400 times. And so they watch this movie over and over again, and our former house used to have like a little circle between the rooms. And so they would see the movie, they'd get all horse inspired, and they would become a little pack of stampeding stallions. They would literally stampede through the house, pretending to be horses. And if I came around the corner at the wrong time, I was looking straight in the face of 4 stampeding stallions, and sometimes it was a little dangerous for me. But if you can imagine a horse in a stable might make a sound like this. So that's kind of a sound a horse might make. If you use your imagination, a horse with horseshoes on a cobblestone street might sound like this. Just a imaginative type thing. What's our next one? Bird. This is a house sparrow. You know how I know it's a house sparrow? It says right there. Because I can really identify the coloration and the shape of the beak, right? It's all right there, you know. But no, I don't know what a house sparrow is. But I do make bird sounds. So once again, with your imagination, with the help and the suspending of belief with your imagination, let's try for that. Now I know I look a little angry, right? But that's all part of the fun, right? So I was in Walmart the other day, and in Walmart, they don't really like birds being in Walmart. Birds are okay in Lowe's, birds are okay in Home Depot, but in Walmart, they don't want birds flying over pooping in the saucepans and housewares and all. So if they get birds in Walmart, they get a little concerned, they get a little bit antsy about it. And they actually do something about it. And you've probably never seen it because they usually they usually wait till late at night to do something about it. But I was in Walmart the other day and I saw 2 old ladies. And we love our old people, we gotta have fun with them, right?